Okay, welcome to this short video on Lean and Six Sigma by Qualitrain. Now, if you're thinking about implementing Lean in your organization, or you're thinking about Six Sigma in your organization, maybe you should understand a little bit about what Lean does and a little bit of what Six Sigma does, and also maybe how they work together, so that if you want to do this implementation, you can understand how to get the best out of these tools. So the video is all about, just at a top level, understanding Lean and Six Sigma. And personally, I would treat them like this. I would keep them apart. I don't do Lean Six Sigma. They are two techniques, they do different things and they work together brilliantly, but there is no need to combine them into one title. So what you're trying to do as a business, you are trying to make a product or service flow from the customer's order to delivery. And what Lean and Six Sigma are trying to do is to make that timeline work as brilliantly as possible. Okay, so let's break the timeline up, because there's two elements to the timeline. There is times when you are adding value. In other words, there's a machine doing something important, or there's a computer doing something important, or there's somebody on a service desk doing something important, creating a piece of information or a product that the customer really values and that they are prepared to pay you for. But unfortunately, there's an awful lot of other time which would be wasteful time, where pretty much the product or service simply sits around in a queue waiting for this particular stage here. And what Lean and Six Sigma do is combine to make these steps work as brilliantly and as cheaply as they can possibly work, and therefore deliver a product as fast as possible in the cheapest possible way. That doesn't mean cheap, by the way, it means in the cheapest possible way. If you're delivering a Rolls Royce, it's not going to be cheap. So look, what Lean does, Lean looks at all the delay time. All of this stuff, sitting around in queues. How do we shorten this? Because there is a hell of a lot of cost in all of that queuing. If you're a manufacturer, it turns into stock, and your factory ends up being 5 times bigger than it needs to be, because you've got to deal with all that delay and queuing and boxes of materials in the warehouse, boxes of materials on the shop floor, boxes of materials in finished goods, and you have to pay for that. You have to employ people to manage it and count it. You have to put it in your accounts, and you have to put money into building it in the first place. Huge amount of cost in between each stage, huge amount of waste. Most of what happens to a product is waste based on the time, the total time. Total flow time is what Lean is interested in compressing. That's what Lean does. Now what Six Sigma does, on the other hand, is concern itself with the valuable parts. Okay, so Six Sigma is now working on the machinery, because what we want to happen is we want to make the machinery as reliable as possible, producing goods to the best level to please the customer as possible. And if you think about having reliable value steps, it helps you to remove the waste from the non-value added steps. Because if this step is very unreliable, what do you do in order to protect your customers? You will put stock in place. You will build waste into the system to deal with your unpredictable machinery. So what Six Sigma will do is make your machinery predictable and potentially defect free. And what Lean will do is remove all the queues here, so when a customer orders a product, bang, it gets delivered to the customer in lightning speed, in the most efficient way possible. They're happy because they've got their goods defect free, and you're happy because you made that delivery with the least amount of resources. Lean deals with the intermediate waste. Six Sigma deals with the waste that comes from your processes and machinery, and the two together help you to make more money. Now ultimately, both of them are doing similar things. Six Sigma deals with the physics of your machinery. Lean deals with the physics of your organization, the stock levels, the setup times, the ordering quantities, all of that kind of stuff. But it's still physics. There's physics in between your processes, there's physics inside your processes. They work in different ways, there's different tool sets for each, but when you use them together, you will make this flow time as short as it can possibly be. You'll make the customers as happy as they can possibly be, and typically you become very competitive and you'll make more money. And that's what Lean and Six Sigma will do for your business.